Today I'm going to talk about the working front end of my bike, the front rack. As you can see here, it is supporting a bag, and it is a platform type of rack, and it can also support front panniers. The rack is a specialized pizza rack that was actually designed to be used on the A-wall, but the A-wall no longer exists, so I assume that the pizza rack is also no longer in production. I liked the rack immediately as soon as I saw it, but I wasn't able to find one in Thailand, where I was at the time, even though I went to the Specialized dealership. When I took a trip at the end of 2017 to Germany, I again started looking for Specialized dealerships, and I found a dealership by the name of Buell in Oldenburg, and they had this rack for me. And I think I paid something like 65 euros for it, but I had to install it myself, because for one, they wanted an appointment, and then quite a bit to install it, so I didn't think it would be that difficult to figure out how to do it. The way that I have actually modified this, on touring bikes we end up modifying everything, but the way I had ended up modifying this was I should backtrack a little bit. In Germany, I saw that everybody was using baskets and such, right? So I decided, yes, I need that front rack for panniers, but I really like this basket idea. So that is why I went looking to purchase it there, and I did. Now, as you can see right now, I have a small front bag. It's actually, if I go around the back here, you'll see it's actually sort of a large waist bag and shoulder bag, but by accident it happens to be just exactly the right size for my camera bag, which is a Think Tank. I'll put it down over here. A Think Tank Hubba Honey version 3, and in that bag fits a Nikon D5600, which at the moment has the 12 to 24 lens on it, and also the standard zoom lens, which is the 18 to 140. Right, so that's a pretty nice setup to be able to carry right here at the front of my my bicycle, because I always felt kind of weird not being able to see my camera in front of me. Having it like behind you, you're always thinking, oh, it might fall off or something or whatever. So let me take this thing off of here. You can see what I'm doing. These beautiful gloves that I'm wearing, they are $1 sort of general gloves made for, I think, for motorcyclists and construction workers and such. So they actually work better than anything else I've found so far. Okay, here we are. So there's that bag, and there's my backpack, which also perfectly fits the camera bag. So now, as you can see, this is not quite a stock pizza rack. I have put a platform on the top, partially because people ask me all the time, how come you don't have any of those funny things over your tires that keep you from having mud and water splashed on you? Well, for one, my tires are kind of a little bit big for this bike. Actually, not too big, but they're big for this bike. So although I could fit something in the front, I would never be able to fit anything in the back because those tires are close to 2 inches wide, 1.75. So I have to make do in some other way. So this is actually an experiment that seemed to work. This is plastic artboard. I just cut it and then zip tied it to the rack, and therefore I've got protection from the rain and mud and all that, and I also have a rack, and I don't have those silly things on my bike, because if you have real heavy mud, I mean you need to have your tires clear, and also I'm constantly taking the bike apart and putting it back together again. I mean constantly, like several times a week. And I have to be able to take it apart to go on a bus, on a train, on an airplane. So this is easier for me. So I should show you, actually. Let's see if I can do it with one hand here. Just fake it a little bit. Either one of these right here. This is a Mann, very, very small tool, always with me. And this is a sort of a mechanical engineer's kind of Swiss Army knife. It's actually good for taking apart my MacBook Pro, and also will take all the pieces off of the bike, most of them. It doesn't have all the bike tools, but it has a lot. So I will show you. Let's see if I can get it to zoom in there. Can it? Okay. I will. So the only place I am actually on this particular rack, I only have 2 points. Right here on this side. All right. I'm not going to actually take it off. Just show you where. So I can have this like this. I can turn it. You can see. I can turn it like this, right? To tighten it. There's one on each side, and that's it. Those 2 points are what holds this rack on, and I've carried quite a bit on it weight-wise already, including the camera system. There is another third point up here, but the bracket that came with the rack was too short, so that it made the rack come up and be at an angle, and I wanted it to be closer to the tire. And somebody gave me another bracket for it that's longer, but now I need a metal shop to cut it and shape it in the right place, and then I have 3 points, and then for sure it's not going anywhere. Then I could carry a human up there, right? Or a dog. But anyway, this is, we're getting close to 10 minutes now, so I guess this is about all I need to do here on this. You can see this is the rack. I'll give it again from all different angles. I have now had it only for 2 years now, but it is attached to, and I guess I better repeat that, this is a Salsa Rigid Fork, where this particular bike, which is a Specialized Crosstrail Sport Disc, actually comes with a suspension fork, but the suspension fork was really crappy. So it was either buy an expensive suspension fork or go rigid, and I really prefer rigid, so from that I had the suspension fork locked out all the time, which is probably why I ruined the first fork very quickly, because it stopped working within 6 months because I had it locked out all the time. So this is it again. Take a close-up on the Salsa. All right, that is Salsa, all right, so I think this is a Salsa Fargo fork. I'm not quite sure. It's just I ordered it through a local shop, and then you can see that I'm also using the Salsa logo up here, because that's the top of the fork tube, right? And that's where it's attached. So this is a Specialized Salsa, actually. All right. So 10 minutes, we're up. That's the end of this particular video. We'll send another one out soon on some other parts. Have a good day, have a good ride, and see you real soon.